Good morning, Cooper Academy. Welcome to another edition of Breaking News. And now here's your host, coming to you live from the office, Mr. Perez.
Good morning, and welcome to another edition of Breaking News. Sorry about that. Looks like Snappy jumped into my coffee cup this morning. It is the month of love, February. So I don't know what Snappy was thinking, but I'm going to put him back in his aquarium. He wanted to be up and close and personal. Maybe he wanted to give me a little kiss on the cheek. Snappy, time for you to go back in your tank because I got a lot of information to give you on this segment of Breaking News. All right, so Breaking News is where we tackle the hard-hitting issues and things that are going on here on our campus. So we got three things that I want to make sure that we go over today. The first one is we're going to go over the surveys that we have for the month of February. You guys are going to be taking these surveys in your science class coming up in the next couple weeks, and I want to make sure you understand what those surveys are about and why we're doing them, so that you can answer them truthfully and with the most evidence available to you and information available to you. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to go look at our IBME segment where we're going to learn about our new learner profile for the month of February. And no, it is not amor, it's not love, it's actually a thinker. It's about being a thinker. That's what our learner profile is for the month of February. And then also, last but not least, we want to make sure we recognize some outstanding educators here on our campus. And I'm going to give you a hint. It's not one, it's two. There's a bonus educator that we're going to recognize for this month. All right, without further ado, let's get started. Coming up next, our news segment. I be me, 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 I be me. Oh, welcome back. Welcome back to one of my favorite segments of Breaking News, which is I Be Me, where we discuss the learner profile of each month. And I was in the middle of, you caught me right in the middle of my Bird Box challenge. I was challenged to do this segment blindfolded, and I was just thinking about how I'm going to do that challenge because this learner profile of the month that I was thinking about is being a thinker. That's right. We're asking all our students here at Cooper Academy and adults here on campus to be thinkers. And what it means to be a thinker is that we use critical and creative thinking skills to analyze and take responsible actions on complex problems. And we exercise initiative in making reasoning, ethical decisions that we have to make in our daily lives. And so that becomes very important for us because if you think about it, throughout our day, we are met with the challenges of having to solve problems in our relationships, in our classrooms, in our the homework that we have, in our assignments that we do, at home, while we're driving to school. While I'm driving in my truck, it's probably not a good idea, I'm thinking, to wear a blindfold while I'm driving to school, because then if I do that, the evidence shows that people who wear blindfolds and do the Bird Box challenge with the blindfold on as they're driving have a higher rate of crashing their car into a pole. And I happen to like my car, so I'm going to be a thinker and probably not wear this on the way home. Now, for you, about a month ago, many of you or all of you were a part of our discipline assemblies. And I said, make sure that as middle school students that we stop and we think before we do. Now, as middle school students, your brain is developing right now as we're sitting in this room. That means the part of your brain is not fully developed where it's able to kind of comprehend and look at it takes you a certain amount of time and skill to look at what's going to happen if you do something, then what's going to happen next, like a cause and effect. That part of your brain is still developing. So I'm asking you to stop and think before you do something that may have some negative consequences. And maybe even stop and think even when there's maybe some things that are positive consequences. I'll give you an example. Many of you are going through your ELA classes and having to work on standard either 6.1, 7.1, or 8.1. In student language, that means your teachers are asking you to make claims and make arguments, but the arguments must have evidence. So this is a big difference. Coming from a guy who used to teach science, as a 7th grade science teacher for 8 years, sometimes we have very strong opinions about things. I may have a very strong opinion that I can wear this blindfold and walk around campus and be fine. But if I look at the evidence, and for many of you that's most likely textual evidence in your ELA classes and even in your math classes, where you need to be able to explain and provide evidence and reasoning for why you make a certain claim. So if I say that the Bird Box Challenge is old, Mr. Perez, and it's past due and no one even knows what that is anymore, then I can look at data and see how many people are still watching the movie Bird Box on Netflix, and I can come back with my claim and say, no, people still don't know what the Bird Box Challenge is, and if they don't, they can get online because most students are able to work their little fingers and Google what the Bird Box Challenge is. I don't recommend it if you're a thinker. You don't need to do the Bird Box Challenge. It's very dangerous. So my conclusion is that anytime that we're writing or we're speaking and having a debate or we're talking to our parents, our teachers, in order to be a critical thinker, we must look at the evidence, whether that's textual, whether it's an observation that we make, whether it's something that we've read or watched, whether it's something that is fact-based, that has been tested. We have to make sure that we have strong evidence. In order to explain, in order to support our claim, strong claims require a strong amount of evidence. And to be a thinker here on this campus, I'm challenging you, not the Bird Box Challenge, I'm challenging you to make sure that you are a thinker, and when you write, when you speak, when you are having interactions with other people here on campus, that you're using your brain to its full capacity. Because we know that all of you have the ability to grow this mind. We call it a growth mindset. We have the ability to get better. We have the ability to work harder. We have the ability to make this thing just full of knowledge and have it grow. But it takes practice. So I'm going to see you guys. It's funny, I can't see you guys. I'm going to see you guys in our next segment. So make sure that you guys are being thinkers here on campus. Make sure that you're using evidence to support your claims so that you can have sound, ethical reasoning when you make a choice and when you make a decision. All right, I will be right back. Oh wait, I almost forgot. I wasn't thinking. In this segment, I also wanted to recognize people who were displaying and demonstrating extreme thinking here on campus, particularly during our interim exam, which all of you worked very hard. But we want to recognize those students who scored the highest, that means the most excellent top score on their ELA or math interim scores. We want to live out that C. We want to celebrate their success because they offered greatness, which is the O in our Cougar Creed. So these are the students here that are going to be scrolling across your screen. If you see them, tell them, job well done, pal. You did so great on the interim. I'm so proud of you. You worked so hard. I know I am as your vice principal. I want to just make sure I recognize you this morning on Breaking News. Let's look at these thinkers who are the top scorers on interim 2. Oh, welcome back to one of my favorite segments where we recognize our Educator of the Month here in Cougar Country. It's a special week. You just caught me in the middle of looking through this brochure on the Excellence of Education 2019 class of Fresno Unified School District. And for this month, the person that we're recognizing was also recognized as a nominee for Educator of the Year within not just in Cougar Country, but in the whole district. That's right. She was one of the top 10 teachers within our school district. Our Educator of the Month is Miss Rinkenberger. That's right. Miss Rinkenberger. Let me zoom in on your picture real quick. There's Miss Rinkenberger right there, representing Cooper Academy. She was one of 10 teachers who were nominated for Excellence in Education for Fresno Unified School District. Mrs. Rinkenberger is not only an excellent science teacher here on campus, she's also somebody that advocates for students and the whole world. That's right, the whole world, through her Eco Warriors Club that she facilitates and helps guide other students to harness their passion for the good of society, for the good of the environment, and for the good of the whole world. So, Ms. Rinkenberger, we want to tell you thank you on behalf of all the students and also Fresno Unified School District for being our Educator of the Month here in Cougar Country, and also congratulations on being nominated for the Excellence of Education Award for our whole entire school district. If there was a world award, I wish I could give it to you as well. As a bonus for this month, we wanted to not just, normally here on Breaking News, we only recognize one Educator of the Month. But for this month, because it's the month of love, it's February, we got a special guy that we also want to recognize as our Educator of the Month. I'm going to give you a hint. It's coming up right now. Scrolling across the screen. Who is it? That's right. It's Mr. Yates. Mr. Yates is also being recognized this month. This month was school. We had School Counselors Week, and we have one of the best school counselors in the whole world. He's right here, looking handsome, holding his LA Dodgers ball. It doesn't get any better than that. Thank you, Mr. Yates. The other day when we had a little survey with our 6th and 7th graders, the question was asked, and you're going to be asked very soon on your own student surveys, about is there an adult? The question was asked, is there an adult that you feel cares about you here on this campus? Mr. Yates, your name was brought up probably more than anyone else's because you do such a great job at building relationships with kids, and students know that you care about them and that they care about you. This is one way we're going to do that. So if you see Mr. Yates around campus, make sure you tell him that you love his photo on Breaking News today. Let me zoom in on that, make sure you get it real clear. And then also tell him thank you for being a great school counselor and that you also care for him as much as he cares for you. Great job to Miss Rinkenberger and also to Mr. Yates. I will be right back.
Surveys? What are those?
I was just in the middle of practicing being a thinker. Those are my thinking faces. You should practice your thinking face too. What I was thinking about was this month we're going to be taking a culture and climate survey about Cooper Academy. Each one of you is going to have an opportunity to give us some feedback on how you feel we're doing, the things we're doing great in here as a school, and how you're doing as a student here on campus, and where are some areas where we need some improvement. Your parents just got one this week, and hopefully they went over and turned it back to your advisory teacher so your advisory class can win the donut party that will be given to the class with the highest number of returns of that survey. But you're going to get to do a survey, and what a survey is an opportunity for you to tell us what you think, okay? Based upon evidence, of course, because we're thinkers. So, like, for instance, I just took a survey right now. I was thinking about a survey, and my survey was on what do you think, Mr. Prez, is the best hamburger in town. Hamburgers are very near and dear to my heart, and I consider myself a hamburger connoisseur. So I wrote down Red Robin. I bubbled in Red Robin as my number one choice. The reason why I chose Red Robin is because they have a juicy char-broiled patty. They have fresh shredded lettuce with melted cheese on a soft bun with lots of lettuce and tomatoes and pickles, and they cook it up fresh. Those are my evidence points to why I really love In-N-Out. I'm not In-N-Out. Forget In-N-Out. In-N-Out's okay. But where I really love Red Robin burgers. Now, unfortunately, our survey is not about Red Robin burgers or what's your favorite burger. Your questions are going to be about about 7 main areas of our campus that we need to look at. The first one is on self-management. Self-management is the ability for you, yes, not me, you, to manage your own behavior and academic skills and strategies within your classrooms. So, one of the questions under self-management, it's talking about you, you're the self, is I remembered to follow directions. That's talking about you. So only you can answer that question as best as possible. I can't even answer that question about you. Okay? The next section that we have on this survey is on growth mindset. Now, if you remember in our thinker segment, on our IB.me segment, we said that we have the ability to grow our brain, that all of us have the belief that our brain is always changing and is getting stronger based upon the things that we do here at school. So one of the questions there is going to say, I can increase my intelligence by challenging myself. Notice it's talking about you. It does no good if I believe that, but do you believe that as a student here, that you can increase your intelligence by challenging yourself? I know for you as a fact. I believe in every one of you that come on this campus that you can grow your mind. But that's up to you. You're going to answer it the way that you are going to answer it. I hope you believe that personally. The other one is self-efficacy, globally self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is the belief that what you're doing has an impact on your success. So the things that you're doing in class have an impact on how successful you are every single day. So one of the questions on there says, I can do well on my tests even when they're difficult. I hope that all of you have that belief that your teachers are preparing you well enough and that you are working hard enough at home to do well on any exam or any assessment that's thrown on you. That doesn't mean you're going to score 100%, but it means that you have been equipped with the tools and the skills and the knowledge necessary to attack those questions on that exam. The other area that we're going to be looking at on this survey is something called social awareness. Social awareness. That means, are you aware not only of yourself, but also are you aware of the interactions and the impacts that they have on the relationships with the people that you have here at this school? So a question under that area would be, how well did you get along with students who are different from you? Every day I see all of you interacting with students who are different because we are all different here on campus. We come from different parts of the city, we're from different schools, we come from different families with different experiences. So I hope that you answer that in a way that you don't, not just thinking about your worst relationships, I want you thinking about some of the best relationships you have here on campus and about how you are able to interact in a positive way and get along with students who are different from you. The other area we're going to be looking at in this survey is in our use of technology. Our use of technology happens to do with your ability to collaborate with peers through emails, through chats, through online discussions. So some of you have been using Schoology in your science classes. Some of you are using Google Classroom. Some of you are creating multimedia, Publisher, PowerPoint, different programs that you're using. I know Mr. Dweck's class was using Publisher these last few weeks. Those are examples of your use of technology here on campus. The other area is a climate of support for academic learning. So this one has to do with you and the adults here on campus. So one of the areas that it asks for, one of the questions that says, adults at school encourage me to work hard so I can be successful in college or at the job. Mr. Yates, our academic counselor, is someone that I think of in this area of climate of support for academic learning. As your academic counselor, I've seen him work with you one-on-one and in a class setting, helping you decide where you should go to college, what your next career path is going to be. I've seen you in your design classes studying what kind of potential jobs and how much income you want to earn and what it takes to get to that potential job. So those are examples of us supporting you in figuring out what it's going to be successful in college or in your career. The next area is a climate of support, a sense of belonging or school connectedness. Sense of belonging or school connectedness means how connected do you feel to this school and the community. Now, I don't mean like you love this school so much and you're going to get a tattoo on your shoulder that's a CA when you grow up, just so you love Cooper Academy so much. What I'm talking about when we're looking at sense of belonging here at school are simple things like, I'm happy to be at this school, or I feel like I'm a part of this school, or the teachers at this school, they treat me fairly. And it doesn't say every single person that I've ever interacted with in life treats me fairly. It's saying just in general, overall. Because you might have one bad day and feel like, oh, I got in trouble, or oh, I was at a dress code and I'm so mad at this school because I don't like the rules of this school. But that doesn't mean that you don't feel a sense of belonging when you are on the baseball team, involved in Eco Warriors. Your teacher stays after class to help you with assignments. You go on field trips. You are in Folklorico. You got to look at the whole picture, because I know that each one of you belongs to this community, and I belong to this community. So I'm going to tell you that I do feel a sense of belonging here on campus. Just giving you some examples. The next area is knowledge of fairness and safety, rules and norms. So it's going to ask you, rules in this school are made clear to students. Guys, every day when you come onto this campus, I'm constantly reminding students about things like lanyards, IDs, dress codes, what's going to happen. That's one reason on the morning announcements why I do the safety and discipline corner in the morning when I say, hey, make sure you don't wear hoodies to school, or make sure you show up to detention in E3. And when we do those discipline assemblies where Officer Kai or Officer Martin talk about what it takes to be successful, that is during that time where we're letting you learn and providing you learning around what the expectations here at our school. It's also when your teacher is providing CHAMPS expectations about what should be the appropriate behavior in that class. And the last one is sense of safety. How safe do you feel here on campus? So those questions are a little bit more, I'm going to say complicated, because there's a question on here that says, have you ever had rumors or lies spread about you? And it's going to give you a scale, like it's happened once, it's happened twice, it's happened a bunch of times, and it's happened so much that it's having an impact on my life. And if that's you, I want you to answer that as truthfully as possible, okay? Because then it'll give me the data I need, the evidence I need to focus on those areas where we really need help here on our campus. Guys, I look forward to you doing the best on these surveys as possible. You're going to be taking them through your science classes with Ms. Rinkenberger, Mr. Arndt, and Mr. Dweck. It's going to be online. So it'll be anonymous, so I won't see your name connected to those results. So make sure that you are answering them as truthfully, and if there's something that we're doing right, point it out on that survey. If there's something that we need to work on, then point that out as well. Guys, I look forward to your feedback. I look forward to you challenging me and telling me that you don't like Red Robin burgers, okay? You might like In-N-Out or McDonald's. I don't even know why you would like McDonald's. It looks like they got the hamburger and smashed it between two books before they serve it to you. But if that's your burger, make sure you have evidence to support that claim that McDonald's is the best, just like you need evidence to support the claims that you make when you write this stuff down on a survey. Thank you very much for your time. I know this was a long segment. I will be right back. All right, welcome back. What an exciting edition of Breaking News. I hope you had a good time. I hope you understand that we have surveys coming up, that you're going to give your honest feedback, your honest ideas about this school, and I hope you have an opportunity to think about being a thinker. I hope you don't go around campus trying to do the bird box challenge, okay? Don't do that. It's a bad idea to walk around the hallways. Follow the arrows on the ground. I hope you get a chance to recognize and say congratulations to Miss Rinkenberger and to Mr. Yates for being our educators of the month. Congratulations, Miss Rinkenberger. Congratulations, Mr. Yates. If you see those people around campus, give them a big high five. Tell them great job. Also, we got to recognize our students who we want to celebrate their success, live out the seed in our Cougar creed. Those students, they offered greatness by being the top scorers in their interim exams. Congratulations if you were on that list. Job well done. This is Mr. Perez coming to you live here in my office. I'm back. You guys have a great rest of your week. And as always, with no Snappy hopefully in my cup, okay, go Cougar!